just did.
Anne, it's no use. The show, it's over. It's done. I'm done. I'm leaving, Annie. I'm going back to Chicago. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Annie. Ever since you were small, people been letting you down. You gotta think of yourself now. You should try out for that part. Oh, I know what you're thinking. Every time you reach out for something you care about, fate comes along and snatches it away. But not this time, Annie. Not this time.
Oh, hello, Mr. Weston.
Oh, jeez. Look, miss, I told you already. Call my office. Leave your resume with my secretary.
Now, why would I want to do that when we can talk about it in person?
Because that's what a smart girl would do.
But I already sent you my resume. You returned it unopened.
What can I say? Jack Driscoll's very particular about who he works
It's
with.
just an audition. That's all I'm asking.
Jesus, you don't give up, do you?
Mr. Weston, I know this role backwards.
That's too bad, because we just gave the part to someone else. I'm sorry, kid. The play is cast. I know times are tough. You want my advice? Use what you got. You're not bad looking. Girl.
So this talk is about Space-Time DB. It's entitled Database-Oriented Design, or Why We Built Our MMORPG Inside a Database. So that's a very interesting question, and that's what we're here to answer today. But a little bit of background about us and who we are before we get started there. So we are a company called Clockwork Labs. We're a 40-person game studio, and we're developing an MMORPG called Bitcraft Online. So Bitcraft Online is a fully persistent world, single world MMO where all the players are in the same world, and they can edit the terrain and build buildings and cut down trees and build whole societies. So that's what we set out to do. And I just want to go through a couple of pictures of the game to give you a sense of what it's about. So here, for example, this is a player-built settlement, and you can see actually that's an emperor there with a crown. This is, you can build anywhere you want in the whole world. So these people built like a seaside area, and you can see a road going deep into the background there. You can edit the terrain, as I mentioned. So here we have somebody who built a pit. It's a pit, if I say so myself. It's an MMO, so you get a lot of players. You meet a lot of players in the same place, and they're all working together. We have all kinds of outfits and ways that you can skill up. So it's a sort of a long-term progression game, kind of like a mix between, I suppose, RuneScape and Minecraft, if you want to think of it that way. It's a survival crafting game, so you can die. Don't do that. This person is having a rough time, and that is very sad. We have a whole bunch of biomes. You can see here are 6 of them. They're beautiful. The art team has done an amazing job. Super proud of them. It's a really, really cool space to build a city. The map is enormous. So here is a map of one of the alpha worlds, and just for context, I think this was about a month of somebody exploring the world. So it takes a lot to get through the entire world. In future worlds, it's going to be even bigger. We have a really, really awesome Discord community. Definitely join the Discord if you can. This is an example of somebody who actually took our map and made it like a beautiful art piece from it. And the world is called Starfell, which you can see there. So shout out to Porcelain Towers on Discord for that one. There's some really beautiful environments. You can kind of get lost in the world. As I mentioned, we have all the different biomes. So this is what we set out to build. And I guess the first question is, why on earth would we do it inside a database? So at first it seems, absolutely unhinged, and with good reason. Why would we do it? Would it be too slow? What does it even really mean to run inside a database? Can you do it? Is an interesting question. I actually believe it might be the only sane way to do it, and I hope that by the end of this talk, I can convince you that maybe it's not unhinged at all, but it's actually eminently reasonable. So that's what we're setting out to do here, especially if you want to build a fully persistent, fully editable world like Bitcraft. So this talk could have been about a lot of things, the performance of Spacetime DB, the innards of Spacetime DB. We're going to go through a little bit of that, but let me just take you through the table of contents. So we're going to go over the technical requirements of what you would need to build a game like Bitcraft. What does it require? We're going to go over how you might do this in the traditional architecture. So there's a lot of different architectures you could do. There's sort of a standard-ish one that you might apply to MMORPGs, and we'll go over that. We're going to go over the challenges that you're going to run into with that architecture and how teams try to solve them, but the difficulties with that. We're going to go over our approach, what we did, how it's different. We're going to go over how that eliminates a lot of the challenges that you would normally get in an MMORPG. We're going to touch on how it works internally, just to kind of answer some questions there. And then we're going to go into some really cool bonus capabilities that Spacetime DB gives you that you wouldn't even have thought about unless you had built it in a database. And finally, we're going to go over a couple of future ideas and some parting thoughts on data-oriented design and ECS. I'm going to try to keep it short because I think people are going to have questions, and I want to leave some time for that as well. But yeah, that's the talk, so let's get into it. So the technical requirements. So this is a big game, obviously MMORPG. The first thing we're going to need is a single physical world. So every player is in the same physical world. It's not as if we could phase it. So you can't have one region of the world where many players are all in the same place, but they can't see each other. The reason is because you can edit the terrain and you can build buildings, so everybody needs to see those buildings. We need to have, if we're going to be a successful company, possibly 100,000 concurrent players. They don't have to all be in the same physical place, but we need to be able to build that somehow. You need to have probably about 1,000 players in the same region. For it to feel like an MMORPG, we want people to be building big cities. They want to see people walking around, be able to trade with them. We need them in the same place. It's an MMO, so we need server authoritative logic, and we're going to have very complex permissions potentially. So we want people to be friends with other people. We want you to only allow your friend to be able to open this chest if you're above a certain level of health or something like that. All of the character state and all of the world state has to be editable. So that means, normally in an MMO, you don't really change, let's say, the city that you're in, but in this case, you obviously do. Not only that, but it has to be durable, also known as persisted. So we need to, if our servers turn off, you don't want to lose the cities and the buildings you just created. Some transactions are required to be transactional. So if I'm doing a trade, I don't want gold dupe bugs where I copy the items and then before I actually delete the items from the source, I throw an error or something and now we have a duplicated item. The character and world interaction has to be real time. So obviously if I'm fighting a monster, my health needs to update in real time, my stamina needs to update in real time. Potentially also, I need to be attacking a tree and doing damage to that tree, so that all has to happen in real time as well. We need to have thousands of mobs in the game, right? So there's thousands of players, and they need to be
Right
potentially
now
being
there
attacked
are
by
no files
the
being
jackals that you
created.
saw earlier, taking that player down. So that's an important component.
Looks like vibe coding
We
is
need
failing.
proximity checks.